there's the starting line as the boats come around. And the green flag is up, showing we're underway, and it looks like we may have had a jump of the gun for some of the inside boats already. A little bit of a sloppy start here in Heat 1B, but as they come through the lower corner, poking out first, it's the U2, the Trendwest. Everybody was a little slow, Chip, going into that corner.
Everybody was a little slow, and you watch the wakes. When you can, follow the line, they should stay parallel all the way to the corner. But just like the first heat, you saw some guys moving around. This is the first time Trendwest has won. Remember, it's a brand new boat. It hasn't led a lot of laps yet.
Trendwest at the top of your screen there as it starts to enter into the north turn. The boat on the outside, that would be the Oh Boy Oberto, and for a boat that was dinged up just a little bit ago, Steve David is pressing the metal. And we also have one of the
Jerry Hale.
Jerry Hale is out wide, but I'm trying to see who that third boat. Oh, okay, that is the Nicole Marine coming down.
But Jerry Hale is dead in the corner in the first corner, but he's in lane like 2. So the radio guys are telling their drivers, watch out, there's a dead boat in lane 2. We got a great race for second place between J.W. Myers and the Marie Yacht Sales. And are they going to get by that dead boat? You're going to see it. There's very little room in there.
There it is, and those other guys are going to just scoot by out front, though, and pushing the throttle as far down as he wants to in this rough water with this wind. We have the U2, that's the Trendwest, and that is a tight race for second and third down there, and it looks like Mr. Myers is really going to make a race of this yet.
Look at J.W. Myers. Remember, this is the second unlimited heat he's ever been in his life, and he is doing a phenomenal job. He's given him just enough room to get inside of him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to run down the Trendwest and win this thing.
He's a boat racer. He knows the Trendwest is a little loose. He knows that there's some weakness with respect to the equipment for the Oh Boy Oberto, and he has been just basically playing his cards perfectly as we get down the end of lap number 2, down into the lower corner now. J.W. Myers is about to make his move. It appears on the outside. He's got boat speed over the Trendwest.
And it looks to me, Mike, like some of those guys that jumped the gun, or Terry Troxell jumped the gun. That puts J.W. Myers in first place, perhaps, in his second heat ever.
Not 100% sure he wasn't over too early also. The only one I was sure of, that would be Doug Brow, who appeared to get the green flag as the only boat trailing, but he was quite slow at the start. Anyway, Trendwest leading physically on the race course, but possibly across the line too soon officially, and Mr. Troxell trying to hold off a very persistent J.W. Myers in second place, and it looks like Steve David is trying to work this rookie over just a little bit on the inside also with the Oh Boy Oberto.
It's hard when you're in lane 3 and JW makes the right move, because it's hard to defend your second place if you've got the first place boat in front of you. So he moved over, gave up on first place, and now he's just protecting that second place spot.
Trendwest was absolutely ragged going down into that first corner this time and got very, very loose, very bow high, and that allowed the other two behind him to get a little bit closer. But now going down the back chute with the wind at his back, looks like Terry Troxell is getting a much better boat ride.
Now remember, the guy pressing J.W. Myers that jumped the gun, the Oberto, in my understanding, jumped the gun, so JW can actually let him go.
All right, this is the physical end of lap number 4, but they're going to have to go one more round. The white flag showing now for the Trendwest. The white flag showing, which means he has one more lap he must go. Now, Steve David thinks perhaps he was a legal starter because he is really pressing JW right now on the inside. Look at this race for second place.
This race for second place is going to come right down to the wire.
The Oberto and the Nicole Marine, and this is a tight race, but they've got one more to go also. White flag showing for both of those guys.
Oh, for both of them. Okay, I thought it was just the Oberto jump, but they're both going to have to run an extra lap.
They are now aware that they must run the extra lap. Now let's see if the question is whether or not Doug Brow gets a checkered flag. Yes, the checkered flag is out for Doug Brow. Doug Brow in the green boat is coming down in the Fairweather Masonry. Doug Brow is going to get his first victory on Lake Washington in Heat 1B. Second place is going to be Ken Muscatel. He gets the checkered flag for the Miss Rock. Now the question is, will Trendwest get third? And it appears that she will. She's out front. And Terry Troxell is a good distance ahead of the Oh Boy Oberto, which has now established itself in third place, having passed J.W. Myers on the inside. And oh, look at that Trendwest. Oh, hangs it for a long time. And boy, you know he's thinking about that. There's your photo of the day. And across the line goes the Oh Boy Oberto in second place. And a good run for J.W. Myers, who comes across in third, having jumped the gun notwithstanding. He had a good race with Steve David, one of the great pros.
These guys have got to start doing a better job at the start line. We saw sloppy starts in the first heat, and now we're seeing sloppy starts here. You can't win the race that way. The other thing we're looking at now is a point situation, because some of the faster boats now, because of jumped guns, are going to have a harder time making it to the final.
You saw what we mean by the Genesee Gap. That's exactly where that wind ends up, right there, the 500-foot buoy past the start line. And fortunately, it happened as he was getting ready to back off, and in fact, probably aggravated a little bit, Chip, because he was backing off.
It is. You know, when the bow gets up in the air, your first reaction as a driver is to pull your foot out of the throttle. But if you do that too suddenly, the back of the boat drops and the bow comes up even higher. So Terry Troxell did exactly the right thing. It came up, it hung there, and he slowly backed out of the throttle and let the bow down. But I tell you what, Terry Troxell right there, there was a moment where he wasn't sure which way it was going to go. There it goes. It hangs, it hangs, it hangs, it hangs. Right now, he doesn't know which way it's going to go, and then it starts coming down. And I tell you what, he took a big sigh of relief, because there was some time there he wasn't sure which way it was going to go.
Well, it's a good finish for the Fairweather Masonry presents Interstate Batteries. Doug Brow, his team, Fred Leland's team, battling just to get this thing in the show in the first place, and now they've got a heat victory under their belt. Again, I told you, uncertainty, the unexpected. That was not expected, but he's going to take it anyway, any way you can get it.
Chip, take a look at the start now. We're going to show what happened and tell us what's supposed to happen.
Well, it's unfortunate. Number one, it's sloppy. You can tell either somebody's really wrong or somebody's really right. You got a guy way back here, and you got a guy way up here. Now, that's a big distance. So somebody's real wrong. As we know later on, is that the guys out in front were the ones that were dead wrong. Now, look at these two guys coming together right here. See how they're having to move apart from each other? Look at these two guys here. These should be parallel right here, but they're not. They're kind of running, then they separate from each other. So it's been sloppy timing at the start-finish line, and it's been sloppy holding their lanes. Again, first heats of the day, I'm sure they'll get that worked out.
One other thing that we didn't get to mention prior to the start of this race, the three veteran drivers, if you will, were inside. The three rookies were outside. And it's those veterans all who jumped the gun.
You know, it's funny because I think they feel the pressure. J.W. Myers, I feel really bad because I think he drove a good race. He made a mistake at the start. It's going to be tough for him.
Following the guys inside of him, no doubt.
Yeah, you know, Doug Brow, his father, they called him the world's fastest milkman, was a great driver out here. Doug Brow has very little experience in an unlimited, but he's coming out of the boat as a winner in Heat 1B.
Well, congratulations. Your unofficial first place position in Heat 1B is Doug Brow, and he's getting the congratulations of his crew members and friends along the dock. Here are the unofficial results. And again, remember, didn't look like they finished this way, but because of the one-lap penalties, here is what we have. Here's how they stack up. We'll get the official counting in just a moment. But the Fairweather Masonry, Silver Dollar Casino, Miss Rock. Then the Trendwest in third. The Nicole Marie Yacht Charters in fourth. The Oh Boy Alberto in fifth. Steve David, again, driving the boat that they just got on the water this morning. And then Graham Trucking did not finish. Let's go down to the pits.
All right, we're here with Doug Brow. Doug, you said to me earlier this morning you wanted to get some attention for this boat, and that's a great way to do it.
Yeah, I don't know who said you can't win a race at the start of it. Well, I just did. I tell you, these guys are working great. They're working hard. The boat's running really nice. A good start says a lot.
When did you know you were in the right position? I mean, were you radioed that you knew that you had the lead in this?
In that particular heat, I was assigned my lane. Myself, JW, and Jerry Hale, because we were supposedly beginning drivers. But I was assigned my lane. I knew where I had to be before I even went out there.
Were you worried at that start that you might be behind?
I knew I hit it.
Yeah.
And I knew I had a couple boats in front of me, so I thought, this is good. This is good. And then my crew chief on the radio told me about the third lap that I was there. So, but I'll tell you, without sponsors, we wouldn't be here. And Kings Market, Vern Howard up in Friday Harbor, the Little Store, Bob, Napa Store, Petro San Juan, everybody up in Friday Harbor.
All right, folks. The folks in Friday Harbor are proud, and there's more racing to go. Congratulations, Doug.
Thank you very much.
Way to go.
The Trendwest boat, now again, they jumped the gun at the beginning, and our guard Swanson has Terry Troxell, the driver.
All right, Steve. Terry, right off the gun, like Steve said, everybody jumped the gun, but you still get second.
Well, I was kind of in between boats. Didn't know where the buoy was. I thought it was right on. I mean, I was watching my watch, but I couldn't see where the actual start and finish line was. So I guess I did.
There are a lot of oohs and ahs, and it looked pretty rough in one particular area.
It's all rough. There's no particular area. It's just all rough. And it's a lot of cross wakes and stuff you just can't get used to. So it's going to be like this all day.
You were kind of anxious at the start, weren't you?
Well, I think everybody is. I mean, this heat was probably the slower heat, and you know, everybody wanted to pull a win out of this thing. So, you know, I'm doing the best we can with Trendwest. You know, we're not out of the ball game by any means.
Still like that design? Still feeling pretty good?
Yeah, the boat's running really good. We gotta tighten it up a little bit. It's a little too loose. And as soon as we do that, we'll be able to run more throttle.
All right, good luck the rest of the day.
Thanks very much.